You are now entering the world of a movie review. A world full of drama, joy, ridicule, movie spoilers, unpopular opinions, and adult humor for as far as the eye can see. Welcome to an evening at the movies.
Greetings and salutations, everybody, and just better not fuck with our damn shit because evidently I don't think we're live on Facebook right now.
That's
An
weird.
error, an error occurred on Facebook. This usually is temporary. Wait a moment, then try again. So, I will wait a moment, but continue the show, and then we will try and go live off and on until this message goes away. So, um, for those of you who don't know, this is an evening at the movies, the podcast where we eat the stale popcorn, we drink the watered down sodas, and we talk about all of our favorite movies and why we love them. Sometimes it's newer movies, sometimes it's the classics. Today, it just happens to be a movie that's not even 6 months old yet. So I am excited to talk about this movie because it's one that came highly recommended literature wise from an evening at the movies icon Meg Hopdahl. So I read the book. The movie got purchased and all of that. But before we get into what we're talking about, though, there's somebody over here on the right hand side of the screen. So say hi to everybody's favorite co-host.
What's up?
Um, Not a bunch of freaking YouTube influencer teenagers, that's for damn sure. So again, not ready to get into that just yet, but we will. So, how is everything in the great state of Texas?
Oh, Texas is Texasing per the usual.
No, I mean, I come to expect nothing less from the great state of Texas.
Nothing cool or good to see here.
Nothing new at all.
Yeah.
I mean, not that I'm not completely trying to push the door wide open for the obligatory Tay Tay reference for the week from Little Miss wearing her brand new cardigan.
Hey, I'm flattered that you noticed. I am, in fact, wearing my brand new Life of a Showgirl cardigan. It's glittery and all. I don't know if you can see, but it's
Uh,
actually pretty comfortable. Got my little, oh, that side, Taylor logo. So, yeah,
I mean, I can
rocking out.
see the actual sweaterness of it, not as much the sparkliness of it,
Yeah,
but
it's hard to see through the camera. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I've been bopping to the new album since Thursday night, and it's been polarizing for some people, but I don't care. I love it. Zero skips. It's a banger. So I'm having fun.
I've seen opinions that range from um, yours being, "Oh my god, I love it,"
Mm.
to others that it's hot garbage. But
Well, I think it's fine if it's not for you, but it's like people just cannot stand for this woman to be happy or let her be who she is. Like, people can't just say, oh, I don't like it. It's not for me and move on. They have to, like, some of the overreaching on the stuff with this album is, excuse me, insane. But and I kid you not, those same people will be back in a couple of weeks saying how much they love it. Or when
oh,
her
I'm
next
sure.
album comes out, they'll be saying that. Every single one of her albums has been like this. So It doesn't surprise me. Some of the overreaching has really, it's like some of the things that people are saying are a little surprising to me. I will say, but whatever. Haters gonna hate, hate, hate.
Pretty much. So,
Eh,
speaking of hate, um, or the lack thereof,
oh, I was like,
I
did we get hate mail?
no, no. Nobody hates an evening into movies. Are you crazy? This is like the greatest thing since sliced bread that's on the interwebs. But it is Halloween Horror Fest month, and for those of you who may be new to the show experience, every October we spend the entire month celebrating the wonderment and joy that is horror movies. So last week we talked about some killer clowns from outer space. Here next week we're going to be rejoined by the great Shanna Banana, and we'll be talking about Rosemary's Baby, and then at the end of the month we'll be talking about the Bloodline, not wrestling, but the Halloween Bloodline, and talking Halloween 4, the return of Michael Myers. But before we get to that, we do have to wrap up our 3 out of 4 week torture of everybody's favorite co-host, being the fact that, and I don't even remember how it even got to this point, but I think at one point I said I agreed that if something happened, then we're doing 3 clown movies in a row, and we did It Chapter 2 last month for Stephen King Birthday Bonanza, and we did Killer Clowns last week. So the perfect way to end the torture of said co-host is to talk about the brand new, well, not brand new, but I mean, like I said, it's not even 6 months old. But we're going to talk about a clown in a cornfield, based off of the novel by Adam Cesar, recommended to yours truly, like I said, by an evening at the movies icon, Meg Hofko. Um, so that's how we are going to spend the next little bit of time, since um, just got done with her rewatch a little, or got done with her watch, not rewatch, a little
yeah,
while ago, and I'm actually kind of curious to know what her thoughts are, because I do believe during her watch I only really got one commentary throughout the whole 97 minutes of the movie,
yeah. I didn't say much. Saving it.
and I do definitely feel that, and not trying to tease the listeners about anything without just getting into it, but I feel like there's some good points to bring up and discuss with this movie. I don't feel like it's 100% cheese like last week's episode was.
Yeah,
Like there's some recognizable social commentary going on throughout the movie. But before we get into that, though, for those of you who don't know and haven't heard about the movie, and judging by the fact that I've actually had numerous people this week tell me that they had never even heard of this movie, so I'm judging not a lot of people have heard about it. So we will give you some background information that Clown in a Cornfield released on May 9th, 2025, directed by Eli Craig, released by Shudder. So for those of you who don't know, Shudder being the horror streaming service, um, available on the dark webs. Had a $1 million budget, a $12.9 million box office, and again, like I said, if you haven't seen it and want to see it, um, it is available on Prime with, I believe, their AMC Plus
Yeah.
slash Shutter add-on. So that would be how you got to go about getting it, at least for now. I think at some point it probably will fall into other streaming services, but there is that. So, my first question for you, co-host: has this movie in 6 months won any awards?
I didn't even look because I didn't think so.
Well,
uh,
for one,
I mean,
award season
we haven't
really
hit
has,
awards season, so
and it's only been
um,
6 months. So,
the
luckily
book.
for you, I did look, and no, it has no awards.
Okay, well, there you go.
So, um, there is. I forgot one more question because we have to play the game. I have Rotten Tomato scores for you,
All right.
and I know this probably will precursor a lot of opinions about the upcoming discussion, but um, I have a tomato meter score and I have a popcorn meter score. Would you like
Um,
to wager a guess?
I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go like 59 for the tomato meter, and maybe like 72 for the popcorn meter. It's hard to know. I haven't heard any feedback about this movie, so
So, if you flip your scores, you're off by 1% on each one.
the critics liked this better again than the audience. That's wild. Okay,
Um,
maybe because of the
on,
social commentary,
well, okay, so for one, there's not a whole lot of reviews that have been done of
right?
the movie in 6 months. So, on 500 audience reviews, the audience gave it a 58%,
Okay, that feels
and
low.
on 100,
Okay,
it does feel very low because not spoiling the ratings and review portion of the show, but I feel like this movie is not quite as 58% bad.
yeah, I don't think so either.
And then on 154 professional reviews, the critics gave it a 73%.
Hmm. Alrighty.
So it'll be interesting next week to see what um, the scores are for the horror classic Rosemary's Baby, but that's not this week. That's next week's episode. So
I feel like that one's got to
we can
have
just,
pretty high reviews, but
well, I mean, it's one of the greatest movies, not necessarily straight horror movies of all time. So,
yeah, I
so
mean, it's it's one of the more, I don't know, like highly praised horror movies of our time. And then, I think because it's Roman Polanski and you have the whole lore of Roman
mm,
Polanski and Sharon Tate and all of that, I think even though that has absolutely nothing to do with the movie, I think his movies get a little more attention because of all of the Manson lore around
true.
him. But anyway,
So, would you like to let our amazing Unpopped Kernel audience know what this movie is about?
Yes. Sorry. Okay. Looking for a fresh start, Quinn and her father moved to the quiet town of Kettle Springs. They soon learn the fractured community has fallen on hard times after losing a treasured factory to a fire. As the locals bicker amongst themselves and tensions boil over, a sinister, grinning clown emerges from the cornfields to cleanse the town of its burdens, one bloody victim at a time. Dun dun dun.
No, that's pretty accurate.
Yeah,
I mean, I would say there's
a clown.
one. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was gonna say there's one little word in that
a
whole
clown
description
emerges.
that, because yeah, you learn rather quickly when you hit the climax of the movie. It's not a clown.
That's not even the climax. It's like the middle of the movie.
Well, I mean, it climaxes at the middle, and then you have the final battle, and then the final people live happily ever after. And
Or so you think.
well, I mean,
They definitely left this open for a sequel.
so, um, spoiler alert: there are two more books at least in the series.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
So, um, yeah, I haven't read either of the two of those, but you know, one thing I will definitely say for this though, and I know it doesn't happen very often because in a lot of ways, movies, especially based off of books, don't translate to the big screen very well. With only a very few exceptions, this movie and the book are actually fairly close to being spot on 100% accurate.
That's cool.
So, um, the one big glaring aspect or difference between the book and the movie is the opening for the book actually depicts everything that happens at the reservoir with the sister who
Oh,
gets the back of her head bashed in because she dove up a rock and hit another rock, and
ooh.
ultimately what starts the downward spiral for the town of Kettle Springs.
Yeah, I will say I felt like that was kind of a plot hole in the movie because you're at this big, again, climatic scene where you find out that, spoiler alert for everybody, that it's the, what is he, the town mayor or the town, whatever, he's the town patriarch, whatever his title is. He's in charge. He's the rich man.
Cole's
And
dad.
yeah, Cole's dad, and he blames his son for his daughter's death, and he's like, it's your fault, and blah blah blah. And I mean, we kind of know how she died, but we don't really know the whole, like like if you were going to have that interaction between the two of them, we needed to at least see a flashback, in my opinion. But
Yeah, because the only time it ever really comes up in the movie is very, very briefly at that
right,
one, I guess,
where he's
party
telling,
slash bonfire where he's like, "Yeah,
my sister died,
a year ago my sister died," or whatever the
and that's
time
it.
frame was. And yeah,
Like, they
there,
could have had him tell her there and do a quick flashback so that you could see what happened, because there's zero context for the dad blaming him in that conversation. And I feel like that was one of the things I didn't like. I know we haven't gotten there, but I felt like that was like a little bit of a hole in the plot where, I mean, again, the dad's fucking crazy. We know, these people are crazy, but that would have added more weight to that, whatever craziness and grief this guy is dealing with.
so
Maybe that would have added more context. I don't know.
chapter one of the book actually is the events of that
Right.
occurrence. and it gives you all the background information that you need about that. And on top of it, it also sets the table with the fact that that little close knit group of friends is like social media influencers, and they create YouTube videos and, you know, all of that. So it kind of sort of helps set the stage for what you're going to find out over the course of 90 some odd minutes of this movie.
Yeah, because I would have liked a flashback of that factory scene too. You know, they're in there, they're
Yeah.
making their YouTube videos, and then they leave and the place catches fire. Like, and ultimately we find out who started the fire, and of course it wasn't them. But again, I feel that's where a flashback would have come in handy just to, I mean, it was a 96-minute movie. They could have added another 15 minutes to give us two flashback scenes. And I would have been okay with that because it would have just given
Yeah.
more weight to the town's grief, because that's really what this movie is about. It's about the town's grief and their just huge opposition to change. So that I feel like that really would have made the movie better. So I like that it's in the book.
So, yeah. And that's a lot of the reason why. So, all of you people watching and listening out in the interwebs of the world are not privy to our DMs, either personal and or group DMs between myself, Amanda, and or Shanna. But
Right.
earlier today, I did put out a DM to Amanda and Shanna both, that where I recommended that I feel like both of them need to read and probably would actually enjoy this book.
I'll add it to my TBR.
So, in other words, sometime in the next 10 years.
Something like that. That list is
I,
long and distinguished,
it's been what,
like Travis's wood.
3 or 4 years since I've been to Texas, and I saw how big your stack of TBRs was then.
Yeah.
So,
And that's just the ones I own. That's not even like the books I want to read. So that's just the
well,
books I own that I want to read.
yeah, because for people who don't know, your hosting team is very much bibliophiles, and it's almost on a monthly basis that something new comes out or gets discovered, and our TBR lists are both like my Johnson.
Ew.
So, um, so with all
I
of
gotta knock on wood.
this stuff said so far, I mean, I guess, I mean, we both kind of sort of got into the whole plot hole from that opening being left out and the flashbacks needed. Was there anything else about the movie that turned you off, per se?
I mean, not really. Just that there are other things that I feel like needed more context. But again, then you're turning it into like a 2+ hour movie. And I don't think this needed to be that long of a movie. But at the same time, I'm like, if it had been done more artfully, maybe I would like to know a little bit. I don't know, like a little bit of the aftermath of the fire and kind of like how the town was struggling, not just hearing about it secondhand. And then a little bit about more about Quinn and her dad and her mom.
Yeah, because even so,
And
yeah,
oh,
the book doesn't necessarily address the mom issue a whole
oh.
lot either.
And I guess it didn't need to be, but
And clearly the movie doesn't. I mean, even to the point that it's brought up a couple of times, and I think only ever really officially said one time in a conversation between Quinn and Cole that my mom
She,
OD'd
yeah.
3 months ago.
I also think a little more backstory about Cole and the other dude, especially given that the, sexual identity crisis is clearly part of the story and part of the social commentary. We could have had a little bit more background on their friendship slash romantic relationship and how that happened. But again, then you're making the movie way too long, so I get why they had to do that. But
Yeah, well, yeah, because again, that's one of those things that even with the book, the whole revelation of the relationship between Cole and Russ
yeah, rest. That was,
literally just comes out of nowhere.
yeah,
Like, and I'm talking like
it did.
30 chapters of a book. It's not revealed until like chapter 29.
I mean, I definitely got the feeling Cole was gay when he wasn't engaging in sex with Quinn. Like, I don't think it was just that he has. I'm sorry, no teenage boy is saying no to sex unless they're literally in the middle of getting murdered or something. I don't care if he has a lot on his mind. Like, so I definitely kind of got the feeling that he was gay, but I did not suspect it was going to be. But it should have though, because usually in these scenarios, it's always the two guys that hate each other the most, or like one's a bully to the other. That's how it always happens. They're the ones that used to be best friends, or they're the ones that have a secret love romance thing going on. Like,
Mhm.
should have seen that coming.
Yeah, I mean, I don't feel like anything revealed in this movie was really like
Yeah,
mind blowing. Oh my god, shocking. I mean, I guess probably the most shocking was the reveal on who the clown was or clowns, since we kind of already spoiled that and said there's not a clown but multiples.
yeah,
But I mean, even that aspect, it's like I've seen enough horror movies, you've seen enough horror movies to know. I mean, the way I'm personally referring to this movie, and this kind of sort of helps prove my point here a little bit, is this is Children of the Corn opposite.
yeah.
So,
I mean, kind of, yeah,
I mean, obviously, we're talking spoiler all over the place. So, if the fact that this movie isn't 6 months old yet, and if you want to see it and not have everything spoiled, definitely 100% please pause and come back to said episode because
yeah.
I'm about ready to freaking rip the band aid right off the freaking wound. Five, four, three, two, one. Time's up. Um, but so with this movie, you're not dealing with psychotic children that have killed off all the adults like you were in Children of the Corn. You're dealing with psychotic adults that basically, for lack of a better term, are killing off all the damn children in Kettle Springs, or at least a certain group of children. I feel like there's probably more information to come in book two and book three because that's cliffhangers all over the place. But um, so other than just that stuff that you didn't particularly care for, um, what did you find most about this movie that you loved the most?
I mean, it was definitely, fun. It had a lot of good comedy, a lot of good kills. I definitely like the very on the nose usage of clowns to portray older conservatives who don't like change. Like very on the nose. To see what you guys did there. Um,
I mean,
and
the book came out during the midst of a certain older clown's first term in office.
yeah.
Not naming any names because we don't do politics on an evening at the movies. But
So yeah, I mean you know that makes sense. Yeah, I mean, it was really funny. It was fun to watch. The kids are hilarious. Eh, the kills were gruesome and interesting. um, so yeah, I mean, I just I like how she Quinn makes the comment early in the movie that it feels like this place is still in the 90s. And then later it's like she's having to try to drive a stick shift, and of course she doesn't know how. They're trying to make a phone call, and the dude literally has a rotary phone in his house. Like, these people really don't like change, and these kids can't even save themselves because they can't deal with the old technology. Like, it's hilarious.
yeah, that was probably one of my favorite parts of the movie because the fact that, I mean, I can't necessarily fault myself because I do create content on the interweb. So I can't necessarily take too much of a damn cheap shot at it, but this movie definitely is about old people and they're not buying into the social and technological advances in modern living.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely about generational gaps and, people not communicating with each other, like older people not wanting to accept change, not wanting to listen to the younger generations, especially this small conservative town, just not wanting to move ahead with the times. And then also at the same time, blaming, I mean, the fact that Cole's dad, I mean, again, spoiler, set fire to the factory for the insurance money, put the whole town basically out of work, and then let the whole town blame these 5 kids for it is just fucking diabolical. Like, what a piece of shit. That Elon Musk looking motherfucker deserved to die. I was glad when he died. And he was going to kill his own son.
Ah, spoiler alert, did he?
Oh, did he not die?
Well, I
Do you think he left that little box in her car? Those fucking Jack in the Boxes got me every time.
yeah, those Jack in the boxes don't hide what's coming very well because normally, ooh, here, oh look, ping, and then all of a sudden, yeah,
Yeah.
you're dead.
Although every time
So
he did one, it just made me think of Elf. Every time when Buddy's testing him, da-da-da-da-da-da-da, boom. But these clowns kind of laughed like that too. I will say that the clowns with the laughing and the gigantic squeaky shoes definitely added humor to the kills because it's so hard to take them seriously with the squeaky shoes.
yeah, um, I felt like these clowns were a little bit easier to take seriously than the clowns from last week's episode
Oh yeah, for sure.
because those clowns were just straight up fucking ridiculous with their cotton candy popcorn
Yeah.
guns and the only way to kill him was stabbing him in the nose with a freaking police badge, and
That was great.
the wonderment and joy that is Killer Clowns from Outer Space. It's been too long since I've watched it. I need to watch it again. No, I don't.
I do want to know what that one kid was doing when he was bench pressing because I'm sorry, but your entire back is not supposed to come off the table when you're lifting weights.
So,
He was bench pressing with his shoulder blades. Like, what the fuck, dude?
spoiler alert, I actually do have that in my notes. Um, dude, I don't know if that was just the director has no idea how to properly have somebody do a goddamn bench press or not,
It's like, what is he doing?
but that is a damn good way to totally fuck somebody's back up.
No kidding. Or even break your neck, like it seemed like, because he was like pushing up with his like shoulder blades and like his entire back was coming off the table. I was like, either you're lifting too much weight or you just don't know what you're doing. But either way, that's not good for you.
So, 2 points. Spoiler for those of you who have not seen the movie and don't. Dude's freaking back looked like the freaking rainbow in The Wizard of Oz from somewhere over the fucking rainbow. It was arched that fucking
Yeah,
bad. Like his lower back was like totally.
it was totally bent upwards. It was insane. Completely
Dude
arched off
looked.
the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening?
Unless there have been um, changes in the last 30 years in weight training techniques, that is not how I was taught to properly execute a bench press in high school.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Because we were always told flat as a board on the fucking bench while you're fucking lifting so that you don't end up screwing your back up. I
I
guess
don't think he cared about his back.
no, because that was my next point that I was going to make. Is I don't think he has anything about his back to worry about now, because that probably was one of, if not my favorite deaths in the movie.
Yeah, it was wild.
So, dude ends up bench pressing like what's her face from Nightmare on Elm Street 4.
Yeah.
The only difference is he doesn't get turned into a fucking cockroach. And the clown shows up to spot him, only ends up with
Kind.
a saw blade, razor blade, whatever you want to call it, like
Rusty saw blade. Yeah, it was like
extension between his hands, and ends up shoving the bar down and chopping kid's head off.
it was a clean cut too. I was surprised. I feel like that wouldn't really work.
Oh yeah, I mean, dude's head flew off and landed in a fucking cooler, and the lid slammed shut.
That was funny how the girls were just playing with it because they thought it was a prop.
Oh my god, that.
Because these kids make horror videos, so of course they think it's all a joke. They think it's all an act.
Well, because the YouTube content creator aspect of the movie is basically these kids create horror type videos based off of Friendo the Clown, who is the spokesperson, mascot, whatever you want to call it, for the town corn syrup plant. And yeah, so the little bit of backstory on that you get throughout the beginning of the movie is they make Friendo the Clown YouTube videos. Well,
Never fuck
there's
with Freddo.
no. or friendo 1, friendo 2, friendo 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, however many fucking friendos there was.
There was a lot.
But uh, they're at the Founders Day rave that Cole put together because Cole's a rich little prick and fuck the system. I'm gonna do whatever you know I want to do. But yeah, there a couple of the guys turn up missing, and the clown shows up at the rave and did ha ha ha. Remember YouTube videos? You're not gonna get us. And come to find out, oh yeah, they will. So um, I guess how surprised were you when you found out or started finding out who was under the different clown masks?
I mean, once I realized how many there were, I knew who was going to be under them. I knew it was going to be all the adult townspeople. That didn't really surprise me. I think the only thing that surprised me was that Cole's dad set the fire for the insurance money. I didn't see that coming.
So the impression I got about Cole's dad by the end of the book and the movie both was ultimately he's the mastermind behind the whole fucking thing.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I could not. Um, Adam Cesar, if you're watching and or listening, feel free to slide into my DMs and let me know whether I'm correct or not. Um, but I feel like there was definitely small little warnings throughout the first probably half hour of the movie. Like
Yeah.
that sheriff was just a straight up dick.
Yeah, he was the worst.
Um, well, I mean Cole's dad's a dick too, but
Yeah.
you know, there's enough. You and I both have seen enough horror movies in the last 40 some odd years to know that you have to have dickish parents to properly create a story.
Of
No more,
course.
no more Tay Tay.
I'm getting hot.
Well, that's because you live in Texas.
Well, I know, and I turned the air way down so I could wear the cardigan, but I'm still hot, so. And a tad itchy.
So I think probably for me the most surprising aspect of the reveal was just how many people it was,
Yeah.
not necessarily who it was per se.
Yeah, it was a lot, for sure.
So I wasn't necessarily expecting full on reverse Children of the Corn, but ultimately that's what it boiled down to was about the only adult that wasn't in on it was Quinn's dad.
Yeah, because they were new in town.
Well, I guess you know, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. The running joke at the end of the movie being Cole or not Cole, um, Quinn going off to college and making reference to the fact that her dad has to stay behind because he's got a campaign to run and mayor's office to win. So
Yeah.
definitely going to be an interesting next book to check out and read.
Yeah, for sure.
because I don't know if Shudder has optioned book two for making a sequel yet. I'm sure they probably have, but there's been no indication that a sequel is in the works.
Hmm.
There probably won't be until,
Yeah, at least next year, I'm sure.
well, yeah, like we've said, the movie came out at the beginning of May, so it hasn't been that long.
Yeah.
So, was there anything else about this movie you wanted to cover before we venture into our top fives?
No, I don't think so. Other than what I'll say in my review. But I mean, there's not a whole lot to cover, honestly. You just have to watch it and see it for the fun that it is. So,
Yeah, and I feel like there's definitely some similar points that you and I both will cover in our reviews. So we'll just leave that for that portion of the show. And um, as always, ladies first, would you like to let the listeners know what your top five is and give it to us?
I will. So, I decided that I would do the top 5 worst cops in horror movies. Because Sheriff Dunn from this movie is pretty fucking bad. I think we know. Um,
I mean, he's sheriff version of the Tangerine.
yeah. Um, trying to decide. I wrote down 6. I'm trying to decide which one should be my honorable mention. I think I am gonna make.
Sheriff Brackett.
Well, so it's really close between. I'm gonna tell you right now. So one will be my honorable mention, and one will be my 5. It's really close between Brackett and Thompson. I mean, Brackett can't smell weed, and Thompson knows what they did to Freddy Krueger and just keeps ignoring his daughter, even though she's telling him exactly what he already knows. Like, which one's worse? I don't know.
Okay, so spoiler alert. I mean, we talked about this when the multiple times we talked about Halloween.
Yeah,
There is a distinct, pungent smell to marijuana,
agreed.
and to literally be standing outside the passenger window of your daughter's car and not smell the freaking weed in the freaking car while you're talking to her daughter and your daughter and her friend.
Okay, but
Idiot.
to be fair, that didn't get anybody killed, so Brackett's going to be my honorable mention. Lieutenant Thompson from Nightmare on Elm Street, as much as I love him and as much as John Saxon is one of my
He can get it.
AARP crushes, um, he knew. I mean, as soon as Nancy started saying he wears a dirty brown hat and a red and green sweater, like he knew exactly who she was talking about, and he still just kept treating Nancy like she was crazy. How many kids had to die? Even her own mom had to die because he wouldn't fucking listen. So,
Well, did she have to? I mean,
well, we're not going
there
down
is.
that rabbit hole again. We're not doing it. We're
We
not doing
still
it.
have not solved the mystery about the ending of that movie yet.
It's an unsolvable problem. We can't know. Okay. Number 4 is going to be Lefty from Texas Chainsaw 2. He was too worried about his own theatrics and being the bad cop that he couldn't do his damn job. You okay
Oh
there?
my, yeah. I I literally just started laughing because we're never gonna get rid of Texas Chainsaw 2 at
No,
all,
never.
ever.
It's a gem. Um, Number 3, I'm gonna go with the 2 stupid doofy cops from Halloween 5. Both at the beginning of the movie and then at the end when they're just sitting in the car and they're just like, "Hey, you could kill someone with that. Hey, these kids got no respect." Like they're just like, no wonder they end up dead. They're so stupid.
Well, it it's even doofy to the point that I believe it was the beginning of the movie where they show up outside the house and you got the doot 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 doot.
Whoever picked that music needs to be never do movies again. I
Oh
don't know.
my yeah, I don't know who directed that movie, but
It was like
that was
clown music. Sorry.
the music from Killer Clowns from Outer Space was better than that movie.
Yeah. Um okay, so now my top 2 are going to be the worst because they were evil, not because they were bad cops per se. So number 2 is Sheriff Dunn from Clown in Cornfield. Clearly the guy's a complete dick and he's completely evil cuz he's dressing up as a clown and killing people and arresting kids that don't deserve to be arrested.
Yeah.
And then number 1's got to be Sheriff Hoyt from Texas Chainsaw 2003. That motherfucker gave me nightmares. That actor
Yeah.
scares me anyway. Ever since I saw Full Metal Jacket, that guy has always scared me. But him in that Texas Chainsaw remake was just pure fucking evil. So the bottom half of my list is just dumbass cops that aren't smart enough to do their job. Those top 2 are just like the most evil cops. So there you go.
Yeah. Arlie Ermery is an evil ass son of a bitch.
He's a great actor, but he is scary.
Yes, absolutely 100%. So, I have to pull up my order for mine because uh, the I don't actually think I wrote it down in a notepad per se. I think I actually just sent it to um, our. Yes, I did. Thank God. Whew. Um, our friend Misty from Let's Talk Turkeys, because we were talking about this episode last night, and she asked what my top 5 was going to be, and I told her what I was thinking about, and then I just went with it. So, um, we're going. I'm going to go with the fact that at some point in our tribute to horror movie clowns, you can't get out of the tribute without having a top 5 best um, horror clown movie list.
Fair.
So before everybody comes for me with this one, I'm going to preface my honorable mention by saying uh, there's going to be 2 people that come at me with this one because one, it's not a horror clown movie per se, but one of the creepiest aspects of the movie is a clown.
Poltergeist?
That would be the one.
No,
So
I will not be coming for you because that is one of the reasons I'm scared of clowns. That motherfucking clown scared the shit out of me.
exactly.
So,
So I was discussing this with Misty last night, and she agreed with my thought process. The reason why this is being given an honorable mention and not getting put on the list is because Poltergeist is not a horror clown movie. It's
that's
a
fair.
horror. It's a horror movie with a clown in it.
That's fair, I guess.
So, not that that clown is not creepy as fuck, because it is, but that's why. So, my DMs are open. Attack me however you want to with that one. So, number 5 is going to be Captain Spaulding slash House of a Thousand Corpses.
Mm.
Deranged, perverted, sick, twisted motherfucker. Um, number 4, Friendo the Clown himself, Clown in Cornfield. Number three, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And if anybody knows me, you should know what number two and number one are.
Ooh,
Um,
can I guess which one is number one and which one's number two?
I mean, if you feel like you know me well enough, okay, I'm not going to say anything else.
I'm
Yes,
pretty sure I do.
you can you can guess. You may be surprised at what order they come
Well, unless you've changed how you think, I gotta think Skarsgård is two and Curry is one.
in. Well, no,
Unless we're judging by the movie itself and not the clown itself.
we're
Which way are
going
you
by
judging?
we're going by movies, and
Oh, then it's the other way around.
so my number two is the It franchise as a whole,
Oh,
Curry and Skarsgård both,
okay.
because I
What,
can't.
what am I
If I
forgetting?
went and split them between and made Skarsgård two and Tim Curry one, which is how it would go in my opinion, but then that would mean I'd have to leave my number one off the
What am
list.
I
And
forgetting?
the clown movie that you will never watch.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hey, I watched the first one.
I know, and I'm proud of you because the first one is unsettling as hell,
Tell the people.
and well, okay, number one is Terrifier slash Art the Clown.
Yeah.
So,
Ow.
uh,
Sorry. I only watched because Abby made me, but I did watch.
Abby is such a good girl.
It was the day of her senior prom, and we were getting ready, and she wanted to watch it, and I was like, okay, fine.
That is a weird, sick,
I
twisted way to get ready for your prom.
believe me when I was like, let's watch Carrie, let's watch Prom Night. Let's, if you want to watch like High School Musical or something like that, like let's watch one of these because she's not a High School Musical person. Whatever.
Literally.
I mean,
Okay.
she is my kid, but I just don't. I
Well,
get.
I
Don't
mean,
ask me.
it is what it is. And truth be told, I really should expect nothing less from your child. Not judging at all, because
She really wanted me to see it because she knows I'm scared of clowns.
oh, I
So
mean, there's a reason why one I wanted to do this 3 week stretch on an evening at the movies, and two another reason why I really want you to be a part of the damn Terrifier episodes when we finally get around to that.
and there's a reason I watch this during the daytime.
Exactly. So, all right,
All right.
as a whole, if you were to rate the movie, what would you give it and why?
So I thought this movie was a lot of fun, bringing back kind of the, teen slasher genre. I think this is a good movie for horror fans. Clowns, you know, as to the side, I can deal with it. It was funny. It had some decent social commentary. There was some stuff that was kind of like, eh. I thought there was a little bit of a slowdown in the pacing, about the like second third of the movie, but then it picked back up.
Mhm.
But overall, I think it's fun. I think I'd probably watch it again. Um, I'm gonna give it 3.75 Jack in the Boxes out of 5.
I, I think I would agree with you. Is it the greatest movie to come down the pike in the 40 years, 40 plus years that we've been alive? Probably not. Is it not enjoyable? Yeah, there's some good kills. There's some good social
Yeah,
commentary. There's it's not horribly acted at all. Um,
the grandma scene was hilarious. I forgot about that. The grandma scene was funny.
Yeah. Um, there's some pretty decent kills in it.
Yeah.
I mean, the bench press, the one kid that literally opens his closet and finds the Jack in the Box, and then stands there and and then shuts the door, and all of a sudden just rip and
The
gets,
pitchfork.
yeah, the pitchfork. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, or I
it,
don't know if that was technically a pitchfork. It looked like a rake, I guess maybe, but I don't know what it was. I don't know about garden tools. I ain't no hoe,
yeah. Either way, I mean,
but you know what I
it,
mean.
it has a good amount of violence to it, but it's not necessarily jigsaw over the top torture porn graphic violence.
Yeah, it wasn't too much for me, and I'm not a torture porn person. I'm not. Again, another reason I didn't like Terrifier. I could probably deal with the clown if I watched it during the day. It is, yeah, it's too fucking gory. Like, it's gory for the sake of being gory, and I don't like that. To me, that just makes it unwatchable, and not like, not even scary. It just makes it unwatchable to me. This wasn't like that. The kills were gory, but they weren't over the top.
Yeah. So, is it a movie that I'm going to watch over and over and over and over and over again? Probably not. Is it a movie I rewatch again? Yeah, I'll watch it again. I enjoyed it. I feel like it was a fun watch, and if you love horror movies, this is definitely something you need to check out. And at the end of the day, this and several other things that are on Shutter are probably worth your money if you don't have a Shutter account. To I think it's $7.99 a month. Go spend the money and go enjoy some Shutter for a little while and
Especially
cancel
right
your
now,
membership. I, this is the month to watch Shutter.
for
You
sure.
know, 100%. If anybody from Shutter is watching, we'll gladly endorse your streaming service. For a free account for everybody on an evening at the movies.
I've
Just
had a
saying.
subscription for like 5 years. I pay it yearly, so I'm a devoted fan. I watched Joe Bob Briggs, The Last Drive-In. You can get that on Shutter.
Yeah, I mean, I believe both of us pretty much have had streaming server or accounts with said service since the day it launched. So
Yeah, I think I've had it longer than what I just said. I think I've definitely had it since like the second year I moved to Texas. That's been 10 years.
yeah,
So yeah.
so
All right.
I'm going to go. I think 3.5 bench presses out of 5.
I mean, shitty bench presses, incorrect bench presses.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, incorrect bench presses, I guess, are technically better than upside down hookers. So,
Yeah, true.
so if you're listening and not watching, there is your explanation as to my mysteriously quiet hand gesture that I've done a couple of times this episode. So, with all of that said, this was a fun tribute to horror movie clowns. I'm glad I finally got around to watching this movie. I'm glad Amanda got a chance to watch the movie and didn't necessarily hate it per se.
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I liked it. I didn't love it, but I liked it.
No, and I wasn't fully expecting to go into this movie outright loving it to begin with, but I'm glad it was definitely something that I felt like was a well put together horror movie.
Yeah,
It definitely covered all the horror movie tropes.
yeah.
So,
And of course, I'm always for the strong, badass female characters. I love when she finally kills the cop and says, "I'm not your sweetheart." He keeps calling her sweetheart. I'm like, dude, motherfucker.
And on top of it, shout out to the fact that I believe the only person in that show or in that movie that I recognized is dude who plays Georgie Cooper's father-in-law in Georgie and Mandy's First Wedding.
Yeah,
Will Sasso, who is
yeah,
the cop in the movie. So as funny and tongue in cheek as he is in that TV show, he's a dick in
yeah.
the
I've
movie.
seen him in something else, but he's the only person I recognized as well. So,
So definitely 100%. This was a out of his comfort zone performance for Will Sasso, and I've seen him in several other things, but yeah, nothing like this before. So, but yes, so can't end the episode as always without thanking the listeners for being here each and every week. You guys are incredible. You're amazing, even if we have nobody on Facebook watching us as we speak. But fuck Mark Zuckerberg. Um, so yeah, coming up next week, we will be joined by everybody's favorite banana herself. Shannon will be back, and she will be discussing her first viewing ever of Rosemary's Baby with us.
I can't believe she's never seen it.
I haven't seen it 1,000 times, but one,
I
it's
haven't
been a
either.
while. One, it's been a while, and two, it's only been a few times. So I'm looking forward to that episode as well. And
My
then
mom watched it a lot, so I've seen it. I haven't seen it in full and not edited in a very long time, but it's one I watched a lot as a kid because my mom liked it.
well, that's one of, especially when we were kids,
Right.
a lot of what was shown on because you didn't necessarily have as much of the access to HBO and Showtime and all of that that people have nowadays, and they didn't show anywhere near what they show on TV now when we were kids.
Yeah, definitely.
Like when you got the karate movie, the you know, beep, 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 and the dialogue doesn't match up with what the guy's mouth is doing.
Right.
Yeah. So, um, but coming up after next week's episode, we will be going back to Haddonfield, Illinois, however you want to pronounce it, tomato, tomato,
No, it's
and
literally Illinois.
well, it is how I pronounce it.
That doesn't make you
I
right. It's not a tomato tomato situation. There's one way to pronounce it.
is my opinion on that subject. So, but yes, Halloween 4 coming up in 2 weeks, and then the end of next month, the Twinges will be back with us as we will wrap up our venture into the world of Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, and we'll get to poke fun at the co-host for waiting 20 plus years to watch Harry Potter. Lots of fun coming up. Um, not going to discuss too far out into the future, but big stuff is always on the horizon. Um, so yeah, we look forward to you guys coming back. Co-host, do you want to take us home?
I will. So it is OU Texas week. So don't let the orange cardigan fool you. I bleed crimson. So Boomer Sooner beat Texas. Um, Texas started out the season at number 1, and they're not even in the top 25 anymore. So love that for you guys. Um,
Yeah, I gotta say, how's Arch Manning doing as a starting quarterback?
yeah. How's that Heisman candidacy looking for you, Arch? Oh, okay. I'm being shitty, but yeah, horns down, boomer sooner. If you haven't listened to Life of a Showgirl, go listen to it. Um, Trying to get more listeners to our show, I will be offering some incentives to the Swifties to come listen to our Halloween 4 episode. So stay tuned for that. I might be dropping some Easter eggs and offering a prize to whoever picks up on all of them or the most of them. So stay tuned for that, as well as the other surprise we have coming for Halloween 4, which is still classified.
And before the co-host ends it and says the final goodbye, 100% this week in Detroit, everybody's favorite Seattle Mariners trying to make their first American League championship in 24 years. So Trident's up. Good luck, boys. Let's bring this shit home and thank. Just go along for the ride, co-host.
Well, that's what I'm doing. You could do the same for me.
I did
Okay, cool. I didn't see you.
so.
Horns down, ass
Yes.
up. That's the way we liked it. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh Lord. But anyway, beat Detroit and bring our first World Series home for us, please, boys.
Beat Detroit,
Co-host.
beat Texas. Let's hope the Chiefs win tonight. They really need it. Of course, if you're watching this on Wednesday, you already know what happened, but yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed this episode and you're enjoying Halloween Horror Fest. And we hope you all come back for an evening at the movies. Goodbye.
Peace and hair grease.
Boomer sooner, boomer sooner, boomer sooner, boomer sooner.